Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our class. Today is May 7, 3:33 p.m. I'm happy that you are all here because today is a wonderful day. I hope and pray that everyone will participate and gain knowledge about our lesson for today. Okay, how are you, everyone? Are you all right?
We're
Yes,
okay
ma'am.
po, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. So, before we proceed to our lesson, please pay attention to the sentences on the screen. So, let me present. Just wait for a moment. Is it already visible, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, let me read the five sentences first. My mother is as beautiful as you. Your bag is as colorful as mine. Your phone is not as expensive as ours. Paul is short. John is same as Paul. The cake is smells like a candy. Okay, so what we have here on the screen are the five sentences. Now I want you to find or identify the adjective, noun, adverb, and verb used in every sentences. As we all know that adjectives are used to describe nouns or pronouns, while a noun is the name of a person, place, things, and ideas. While an adverb is used to describe a verb, adjective, and another adverb. And a verb is an action word. So can someone identify the some adjective, noun, adverb, and verb used in every sentences? Any volunteer?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro.
Ma'am, in sentence number one, the adjective used is beautiful.
Very good, Miss Navarro. That's correct. How about in the sentence number two?
Sorry po, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
In sentence number 2 po, the adjective is colorful.
Very good. How about in the third sentence?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Caliora.
in sentence number 3 po, the adjective is expensive.
Very good, Miss Caliora. That's correct. How about in number four?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro.
Ma'am, in number four, the adjective is short.
Very good. And the last sentence wants to volunteer.
Sorry po, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
Ma'am, in number 5, the verb po is smells.
Very good. And okay, so what we have here on the screen are the five sentences, and we already identified some of the adjectives, noun, adverb, and verb used in every sentences. Now, what did you observe in all the sentences? What did you observe? All the sentences presented.
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Calioras, that you?
yes po.
Yes.
Ma'am, I think there are people, things, and compared to one another or something.
Yes, very good. That's correct. So there are people, things, or something that are compared to one another or something. So very good, Miss Caliora. Now I want you to think or find words that are used to make comparisons between people and things that are used in every sentences. So find words that are used to make comparisons. So who wants to volunteer?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
in the first sentence, I think it's as po. As ellipsis as. As beautiful as.
Yes, very good. Okay, correct. So you found as and as. Okay, correct. How about the second sentence? Who wants to volunteer?
Torio po, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
Ma'am, in the second sentence, there is also as and then another as after the word colorful po.
Very good. How about the third sentence? Anyone? How about the third sentence?
Colora po.
Yes, Miss Caliora. Thank you.
Ma'am, there is not and as in the third sentence po.
Very good. So you found not as and as. Okay, correct. How about the fourth sentence?
Torio po, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
There is the word the same as in the fourth sentence po.
Okay, that's correct. How about the last sentence?
Ma'am.
Yes, Miss Caliora.
Ma'am, there is the word like in the fifth sentence po.
Okay, very good. So that's all correct, everyone. Well done, guys. So I think everyone is ready and has an idea about our lesson for today. So our lesson for today is the comparison using as, not as, the same as, and like. Now, as, as, not as, the same as, and like are words that are used to compare people, things, or something in every sentences that we are going to say something to other people. So they are different from one another and their uses in comparing. So now, what do you observe about the use of the words or structure of as, not as, the same as, and like in every adjective, noun, adverb, and verb? So according to our the five sentences that here in this slide, is there a rule about its use, or is there a pattern or structure? So the answer is yes. There's a rule or pattern in using these words in comparing people, something, or things. So here is the explanation. So as are structure that are used to compare equal things. Okay? That if you're going to compare things, their quantity, quality, and how something is done, if they are equal or the same, we must use as. Okay? So again, we use as in comparing things about things, people, person, or something is done if they are equal or the same. Or comparisons of equality. Okay. If we compare qualities of people and things equally or the same, we must use as, adjective as. Do you understand? Uh, and then if we're going to compare the quantities, about quantities equally or the same, we must use as, noun, and as. If we are going to compare also on how something is done, we must use as, adverb, and as. Okay, let's proceed first. in comparing the qualities, the quantities, and on how something is done equally or the same, here are the structure, or here are the pattern. Can you see the slide, class? Is it already visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you see the structure on how sentences are dissected for us to clearly understand on how to use as and as in a sentence? Okay. So in the first column, subject plus verb. The second, as, adjective as. The third one is noun phrase. Again, so we use as, adjective, and as if you are comparing the qualities of a person or things, if they are the same. For example, we have an example here on the table. Cake is as sweet as candy. So it says that cake and candy are equal because of their taste, because they are both sweet. So we must use as, adjective, and as. And the second example we have here, this car is as expensive as that car. So maybe a person is comparing to a Lamborghini or some car which is as expensive as Lamborghini. So he said that this car is as expensive as that car. Because he think or he thought that this car and that car is equal if you're going to buy them, by their amount. Okay? Is that clear, everyone? Do you understand about the
Yes,
use of
ma'am.
as, adjective, and as?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let us proceed to the next one. Again, if you're going to compare the quantities equally or the same, we must use as, noun, and as. So to clearly understand, you must look on the table. So the first column, we have also subject plus verb. In the second, as, noun, as. And the third column is noun phrase. So we have here an example. Grace has as many dogs as Jam. Okay, because Grace and Jam has an equal quantity of dogs, we're going to say that Grace has as many dogs as Jam. Do you understand, class?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Again, if you are going to compare the quantities of a noun or something, we must use as, noun, as. Okay, let's proceed to the third one. Now, if you're going to compare also on how something is done equally or the same, we must use as, adverb, and as. Just like this one. Again, in the first column, we have subject plus verb. The third column, as, adverb, as. The third column, noun and phrase. And look at the example. Grace danced as often as Joy. So maybe Grace is dancing all day and Joy is also dancing all day. We can compose or we can say that Grace danced as often as Joy. Or maybe Grace is dancing twice a week and Joy is dancing twice a week also, so they are the same. They are equal. So we can say that Grace dances as often as Joy. So did you understand, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, again, we're going to um, repeat. If you are going to compare the qualities, again, qualities of a people or a person or things, we must use as, adjective, and as. But if you are going to compare the quantities of people or things, we must use as, noun, and as. And at the last one, if you're going to compare on how something is done, we must use as, adverb, and as. Now, let's proceed to the negative sentence or the opposite on on the third lesson that you've learned earlier. Okay. Now, as we observe here in the screen, we add the word not. Okay. We add not or negative particle before the first as because we are comparing inequality or something that are not equal or not the same. Okay? Now, let us look at this. Take a look at this. So not as, as. So if you're going to compare again the qualities of a person or a thing, we must use not, as, adjective, and as. Okay? So because we are comparing unequal things or not the same, we must put not. Okay? We must put not before the first as. So to clearly understand, let us take a look at this. So in the first column, we have subject plus verb plus not. In the second column, we have as, adjective, and as. In the third column, we have noun phrase. Okay? We have the two examples here. So let me read it. My dog is not as cute as yours. Okay, in the second example, this car is not as fast as that car. Okay, so again, if you are comparing the qualities of a person or a thing or an animal which are not equal, okay, we must put or we must add not before the first as. Okay, do you understand, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes po.
Okay, thank you. How about the quantities? Okay, let me explain. Again, if you're going to compare the quantities of a person or things or an animal, which are not equal, which are not the same, we must put not or we're going to have a negative particle before the first as, just like this. Grace doesn't have as many dogs as Jam. Okay? So maybe Grace only have 5 dogs and Jam has 8 dogs. So we can say like this, Grace doesn't have as many dogs as Jam. Okay? If you are going to compare the quantities that are not equal. Okay? And here, if you're going to compare also on how something is done, which are not equal or not the same, you must use not, as, adverb, and as. So I hope you are focusing on our examples so that later in our exercises, you can answer or you can collaborate or participate. Okay? So we have here an example. Grace didn't dance as often as Joy. So we have here the negative particle didn't. Okay? So maybe Grace only danced twice a week and Joy dance all day. So we can say that Grace didn't dance as often as Joy. If we are comparing on how something is done, we must use as, adverb, and as. And if you're going to compare them, if which are not equal, we must put simply, we must put not or negative particle before the first as. Okay, I hope you clearly understand the lesson. Okay, so before we proceed to the next, let me show you an example. Okay, let me read first the 5 sentences. Your brother is blank, you. Your shoes is blank, mine. Billy is blank, and Louise has many dogs, blank, Grace. The boy runs, blank, a rabbit. So think of words and use as, not as, the same as, and like to make the sentence correct and complete. So I will give you um, 5 minutes to think of words and to make the sentence correct and complete by the use of as, not as, the same as, and like. And you can also add some part of speech to make the sentence complete. Okay? You have 5 minutes to compose or think of words. Okay. Okay, your 5 minutes is done. And before we're going to answer that, let us review or tackle about the comparison using the same as to answer some of the sentences I've shown to you earlier. Yes. So comparison using the same as. Let me explain this first. So we use the same as when something is exactly similar to someone or something, just like this one. So we have four examples here. Let me read it for you. So your laptop is the same as mine. The car price here is the same as in Thailand. I felt the same as he sang my favorite song. And your height is the same as Juliet's. Okay? Again, we use the same as in comparing something which is exactly similar. Okay? Exactly similar to someone. Okay? Now let us talk about the comparison using like. The word like. So we use like if a person and subject is similar to something. It is not like it is different from the same as because we're going to use the same as if you're referring to something that are exactly, okay, exactly similar to someone or something. While we're going to, we must use like if you are comparing on if a person or an object is similar to something, which is little similar, just like that one. Not like the use of the same as, because the same as is used if you're going to compare something that are exactly the same. Okay, so here are the examples of comparing something by the use of like. He is like his mother. She's tall like a giraffe. She ran fast like a rabbit. They pray like a warrior. Okay, so again, let me show the five sentences that we are going to answer, that you are going to answer. Okay, so who wants to answer for number one? Any volunteer who wants to answer for number one?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Caliores, is that you?
Miss Navarro po.
I, Miss Navarro. So I'm so sorry. Okay, Miss Navarro, please answer number one.
Your brother is as handsome as you.
Very good. You give us a good example or a good sentence by using as and as. How about in number two? Who wants to share her answers in our class?
Ma'am.
Sorry po, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
Ma'am, your shoes is not cute as mine.
Wow, that's a cute answer also. You compose a good sentence by using not, as, and as. Okay. How about number three? Who wants to share her answers? Her answer.
Kalora po.
Yes, Miss Caliora.
Billy is not tall as Anne.
Very good. So you also use not as and as to complete the sentence. Very good. You, I think you understand. You all understand the lesson. How about the number five? Four, rather, sorry. Anyone?
Kalora po.
Yes, Miss Caliora again. Thank you.
Luis has many dogs, the same as Grace.
Wow, that's good. That's good composition of words to complete the sentence. So here in the fourth sentence, I think you use the comparison using the same as. Okay, that's good. Example. How about the last number? Who wants to
Ma'am,
volunteer?
ma'am.
Yes, Miss Navarro.
The boy runs like a rabbit.
Thank you. That's a good example also. So a job well done for everyone. Now let us review the lesson. Okay? Okay. So if you are comparing qualities of a person, animals, or an object equally, again, think of this word. If you are comparing qualities of a person, animals, or an object equally, so what are the correct structure or words that we can use to compare them?
Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio?
We could use as, adjective, as po.
Very good. That's a correct answer because as, adjective, and as is used to compare qualities of a person, animals, or an object equally if they are the same. That's very good. So we have an example again. My dog is as cute as yours. So that is one of the example of that structure. Now, if you are comparing qualities, again, qualities of a person, animals, or an object that are not the same. Again, they are not the same. So, what are the correct word or structure that we can use to compare them?
Kalora po.
Yes, Miss Caliora.
I think po, not as, adjective, as.
Very good. So, that's a correct answer. Again, we must put not or a negative particle before the first as if you're going to compare something that are not equal. So just add adjective also if you are comparing qualities. Okay, we I will give you an example. For example, my dog is not as cute as yours. Okay, now if you're comparing the quantities, again, quantities equally, what are the correct words or structure to compare those or compare them?
Ma'am?
Yes, Miss Navarro, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Um, we will use as noun as.
very good. Okay, that's a correct answer. It's a correct answer. So here is an example for that structure. Grace has as many dogs as Mike. Okay, if you are comparing the quantities, numbers, uh, equally, we must use as, noun, and as. So if you are comparing quantities which are not equal or not the same, what are the correct words or structure that we can use to compare those things or compare them?
Sorry po, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
And we could use the negative verb plus as noun as po.
Very good. We put a negative particle, the verb, or not because we are comparing quantities which are not equal. Again, just simply add a negative particle. For example, Grace doesn't have as many dogs as John. Okay, just put a negative particle if you're comparing things that are not equal. Now, if you're comparing how something is done equally or the same, what is the correct word that we can use to compare them? Anyone?
Sorry po, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
As adverb as po.
As, adverb, as. That's a correct answer. Okay, I will give you an example for that. Grace dance as often as Joy. Okay, so what if you are comparing how something is done which are not equal or not the same? What are the correct words or structure that we're going to use to compare them?
Ma'am?
One.
Ma'am?
Yes, Miss Navarro, is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We'll use negative verb plus as, adverb as.
Yes, very good. We use negative particle as, adverb, and as. We are comparing how something's done which are not equal. For example, didn't dance, Grace didn't dance as often as Joy. Again, Grace didn't dance as often as Joy. So now, let us talk about the comparison also by using the same as and like. What if you're comparing something that is exactly similar?
To someone, the same as. Ba't ganun? Yung sabi niya as na.
Again,
As adjective as. Nagpuputol-putol ba si Grace?
exactly similar to someone. What are the correct words? Again, if you are what if you are compare something that is exactly similar to something? What are the words or the correct words or structure for us to compare those things? Anyone who wants to answer? Anyone in the class who wants to answer the question? Again, if you're comparing something that is exactly similar, because someone we use the word or structure the same as. Okay? For example, Tony is beautiful. So Alex is the same as Tony. So it means that Tony and Alex are similar, similar in their beauty. Okay, so what if you're comparing a person and an object that is similar to something? What is the correct word that we can use to compare them?
Toryo po,
Ma'am?
ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
Ma'am, we must use the word like po.
Very good. So we can use like just like this. She smells like a flower. Okay, we are comparing something that are similar to someone or something also because like is also it has a term that's called the similar to, while the word the same as has a term exactly the same. Okay, the same as is equal to exactly the same, while like is equal to similar to. Okay, so throughout our discussion, we always use the noun phrase after the second as. So did you observe that, guys, that we always use noun phrase after the second as? So now let us try some patterns. Some possible patterns using clause, an adjective, and an adverb after the second as. Okay, here in the slide, we can see or we can see term comparison using as with clause, adjective, and an adverb after the second as. Just like this one. Now we're going to change the third column from noun phrase to clause. Okay, because we can also use clause after the second as. Just like this one. Just take a look to our example. Peter is as brave as he was in the province. Okay, Peter is as brave as he was in the province. Because possible, we can also use clause. Okay, in comparing, we can also use clause, combine clause in using as and as to compare something. Okay, how about an adjective? Karen is shouting as loudly as possible. Okay, Karen is shouting as loudly as possible. We are using adjective. The next one, the last one is adverb. Polly is studying as hard as ever. Again, Polly is studying as hard as ever. Now, if you are comparing again the quantities, qualities on how something's done, unequal or not the same, just simply put not or negative or add negative particle before as. Okay? Again, if you're comparing things, person, animals which are not the same or not equal, just put not or add negative particle. Okay? Now, here is a possible pattern also, the last one. Simile plus as and as. Okay, here are some examples. She is as fast as a rabbit. She is as cute as a cat. He is as tall as a giraffe. Okay? We can use also, it means that we can use also simile or add simile to as and as to compare something, to compare person to a something. For example, to an animal, just like our example. She is as fast as a rabbit. She is as cute as a cat. Or he is as tall as a giraffe. It means that we use simile and as to compare a person and an animal. Okay? So now I think you really understand or you understand the lesson. So now let us proceed to our exercises to know if you really understand the lesson. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Navarro, can you read the exercise number 1 and 2?
Exercise 1. Make a sentence by using as, not as, the same as, and like. Exercise 2. Identify the pattern used.
Okay. For example, my father is as big as a pear. So we can dissect and for the answer for exercise number 2 says that identify the pattern you use or dissect your sentences like this. Now, subject plus verb plus as, adjective as plus noun, which is according to the sentence you make. Okay? So I will give you 10 minutes. Okay, we'll give you 10 minutes to answer exercise number 1 and 2. Again, make a sentence by using as, not as, the same as, and like. You can make 10 sentences. Okay, 10 sentences. And identify the pattern you use. Okay, your 10 minutes starts now. Okay, I think you are already done. So, time's up, everyone. Are you ready to share your answers to our class? Are you ready to
Yes,
Yes,
share your
ma'am.
ma'am.
answers? Okay. So, any volunteer who wants to share her answer for exercise number 1 and 2? Just give me one sentence. Any volunteer?
Victoria, ma'am.
Yes, Miss Torio.
Francine's cat is as cute as Juliet's.
Okay, very good. Now, can you dissect or can you give us the pattern or structure you use?
Yes po. It's the noun, then plus verb, plus as, adjective as, plus noun phrase po.
Very good. You use a subject or noun, verb plus as, adjective as, noun phrase. How about Miss Navarro? Can
Um,
you give an example or can you share your answer for exercise number 1 and 2?
yes, ma'am. So,
Yes.
Diana is as tall as Francine.
Very good. Now, can you dissect also? Or can you give us the pattern or structure you use in your sentence?
Yes, ma'am. So, the pattern I used is noun plus negative verb plus As, adjective as, plus noun phrase.
Very good. Use as noun subject, verb, not as, adjective as, and noun phrase. Okay. How about Miss Caliora? Can you share your answer for exercise number 1 and 2?
Yes po.
Yes, thank you.
Your shirt is the same as mine.
Very good. Can you also dissect? Or can you give us the pattern structure you use?
Yes po. I use the structure noun plus verb plus the same as plus noun phrase po.
Very good. How about Miss Torio again? Can you give us a last sentence? Can you share your answer for exercise number 1 and 2 for the last time?
Um, they sing like an angel po.
Thank you. That's a correct answer. So can you dissect or can you give or can you say the pattern or structure you use?
Yes, ma'am. I use the structure noun plus verb plus like plus noun phrase po.
Okay, very good, everyone. That's a job well done for every one of you. So, do you have any questions for our lesson for today? Do you have any question?
None, ma'am.
None. Okay, thank you. So, again, if you are going to compare, if you're going to compare qualities of a person, people, or things that are equal, we must use as, adjective, and as. And if they are not equal by their qualities, just put not. Okay, not as, adjective, and as. Okay, if you're going to compare also the quantities of a person, things which are the same, just use as, noun, and as. But if they are not equal by their quantities, just put not or a negative particle. And if you're going to compare how something is done, just use as, adverb, and as. And if they are not equal on how something is done or how they do something, just add negative particle or not, as, and as. Then if you are going to compare something which are exactly similar, we must use the same as. And if you're going to compare person's object or object that is similar to something, we must use like. Okay? So, do you understand, class, the lesson for today?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So I hope you learned a lot from today's discussion. Thank you for participating. And that's all for today. Let's clap our hands for a job well done. So thank you, class.
Thank you,
Bye-bye. And
ma'am.
class
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
is
ma'am.
yes. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Nagyamanak.